So good morning, guys. In this session, we are going to discuss about JavaScript timing functions. So we have majorly four methods are available in our window. Nothing but JavaScript. They are all setInterval and clearInterval. Sorry, here V is a small v, but I capital here. So 1 minute. Let me edit the slide here. And one more thing is set a timeout and clear a timeout. This is the combination, guys. If you can check here, set interval and clear interval. So I want to set some interval, I want to clear the interval as well as. So now if we can come here, we have another thing called set timeout and clear timeout. These are the four methods we have. So what is this set interval? Can you see the definition? The set interval method calls a function for every function or evaluates an expression at specified intervals of in milliseconds, whatever it may be. The set interval method will continue calling a function until the clear interval is called. What is the meaning of set interval, Amma? Nothing but in brief, I want to tell you. I want to call a function for every 1 second. Right, I want to call a function for every 1 second or 5 seconds or 10 seconds or half an hour. I want to call a function every hour, every day. I want to call function one time in a day or one time in a second. So if you want to perform some action for every second, you have to call some function, right? That function we can keep into set interval method. What the set interval method will do? Set interval to call a function. I want to call a function for every 2 seconds, for every 1 second, guys. If you want to stop in the middle, we have to use clear interval method. At the bottom, the clear interval method clears the timer set with the set interval method, or else you have to close the browser. If you can close the browser, set interval method, you're calling a function for every 1 second. You want to close in the middle of this, you can close the browser, or you can call the clear interval method. Then that will be closed automatically, guys. And one more thing, remember carefully. If you want to use clear interval, guys, the method clear interval, if you want to use here, first of all, when you are writing set interval, it will give you a reference id. That reference id we have to pass to clear interval, then only it will clear the interval, guys. And moreover, and can you see the note point here? 1000 milliseconds is nothing but 1 second, guys. Nothing but set interval. In that we have to pass time in terms of milliseconds. If we can pass 5000 milliseconds, that means 5 seconds. I mean, the function will call for every 5 seconds, guys, right? How can we call this? And let us check with some examples, guys. Set interval and clear interval, both we can see, right, with some examples, right? So let us create a new file here. This is the timing function, right? I want to display time, guys. How can we display time? So how can we get the time? First of all, I want to get the time. JavaScript. How can we get the current time in JavaScript? What is the method is there, right? Let me take a h1 tag. Let us have a div here. Div id equal to time. So I want to generate a time and I want to bind the time to this particular element, guys. How can we bind the time to particular element? By using JavaScript, right? Here we know how to get the current time in JavaScript, right? So to get the current time, we have to create date object. Do you remember? New date. So new date. So I will get the time. So I want to bind this time to this particular time ID. So how can I bind this? First of all, get that ID, document dot get element by ID. What is the ID there? Time is the ID. Dot inner HTML equal to D. Now refresh the page. What is going to happen? The current time will be appended to the time element, but time div, right? This is nothing but the div appended. So we use inner HTML, but what time we are getting here? We are getting this time. Can you check it? So this is what we are getting, guys. Wednesday. This is nothing but the current time. What is the current time right now? 11:29. If I refresh, the system time is also changed, guys. Fine, it's good. Now one thing I want to check here, guys. Here, check it carefully. What exactly here I want to do, I just want to display the time only. I don't want to display all the time format Wednesday, April 15, 2020. I don't want. I just want to display the time. But time should be in running mode. How can we get the only time, guys? Here, there's a question, right? So how can we get only time? So how can we get the only time from JavaScript date library, guys? So in that we have some method guys here in JavaScript, get time string, get two local time string, get two local date string. Some method is there, right? So by using that method, we can get the current time. So let me get the date of it, guys. How can we get the time, right? We need to get the time. We have a method called to local time string. So go to the editor, and here we can write d dot to locale, locale, locale time string is the property, the method, guys, right? So by using this method, we can get the time only. We don't want to get everything, guys. If you are writing just a d, what is going to happen? You are getting complete information like this. Now I'm getting this only d.to local time string. Now you can refresh it, you will get the only time, guys. Can you see? I'm getting only time 11:30 32 a.m. and if I refresh on the screen, the time is running, right? For every 1 second I'm refreshing on the screen, the time is running, guys. Can you see? 43, 44, 45, 46, something like it is running. But I don't want refresh every time. If I refresh, you want me to refresh for every second to display the time? No, it has to be run automatically. So now what this is giving, this is giving current time in number of current time. So now I want to call this, guys, for every 1 second. If you can call this every 1 second, then what is going to happen? I will get the current time now, right? Keep this in one function, guys. Function, write one function here. Function display time is one function, guys. Display time is a function, right? So in this display time function, what display time function is doing, guys, this is right now, this is giving the current time, right? Check it, and if you can refresh, are you getting any output on the screen? No, you're not getting any output on the screen. First of all, you have to call the function, right? Call the function. Just I'm calling the function. Now you can see the function is called and the time is appended on the screen. It is appending, okay, no problem, but time is running? No, time is not running, right? What I need to do, this function, display time function, I have to call for every 1 second. If you can call for every second, every 1 second, then only time will be run. So guys, remember carefully, we have a method called setInterval, I capital here. Interval is a method. In this, we have to call the function. What is the function you have to call? Display time. Just pass the function name. Don't give the parenthesis also. If you can give parenthesis, it is error. Don't give time, comma, 1 second, 1000 milliseconds, nothing. But what is going to happen now, so it is going to be called for every 1 second. Now you can just check it. It will be called for every 1 second. Can you see the time is running like this? So this is how we can call a time function, guys. If you want to stop the function, I mean, we can stop it also, guys. How can we stop it? That's a question. So nothing but if you want to stop the timer, do one thing. Take a variable here, global variable, where my time. So this is the reference of it, right? setInterval is calling a function. If you want to stop the function, we have, this is the reference. This variable I have to pass to clearInterval method. What is the method we have there? clearInterval. So now here I need to write one function, guys, here, function. So clear time. You can take any method here, no problem, clear time. But here what I need to pass, guys, here I have to pass the method called clearInterval is the method, predefined method. Interval is a predefined method. clearInterval. In this, what you have to pass? You have to pass this variable where my time. So this variable you have to pass here. Then, but you have to click this, right? So you have to run this file. Do one thing, write one button on the screen, clear time. So button, button, button. So here clear, clear, clear is the button name. So on click, fire the function clear time, that's it, right? So you just write an event here, on click event, on click equal to clear time. So this is what I am writing, clear time function, guys. Now check it carefully. Now your time is running. So by default time is running. So, but one important thing is, if you want to destroy the clear interval, you have to assign a variable to it. You can take any variable there, no problem. So that variable reference you have to pass. So in that slide also, I explained you the same, guys. Can you see what I explained in the slide here? So this is clear interval. The clear interval method clears a timer set with the set interval method. Here you have a small note. The reference value returned by the set interval is used as the parameter to the clear interval. What is the reference value? I used one word, the reference value returned by the set interval. What is a set interval method is giving to you? It is giving some variable, na? That reference you have to pass to clear interval to clear the timer, guys. Now you can go here, and this is what exactly I used here. So what is a set interval is returning? It is returning some reference value, na? This reference value we have to pass to clear interval. Clear interval is a predefined method. Set interval is a predefined method. They are case sensitive. I should be capital here. Here also I should be capital, right? So clear time is predefined method. No, it is not predefined. It is your choice. And display time is a predefined method. No, this is your choice. What you want to call, right? So, but set interval and clear interval. Now let me go and let me run the file, guys. I am going to run the file and check it carefully. We have a button there, but time is running right now, so no problem for the time. So 13, 14, 15, 16, time is running. I'm clicking the clear interval. If I click clear interval, will time runs? I click the clear button. Now time is not running, guys. Time is not running. So you want to start the time, so then you can also do one thing. If you want to start the time, yes, we can start the time also. We can have one more button, guys, here, start time. So let us have a button called start time. START. Start time is our function. So I have to take the button as START start. So then what you have to do when it is called start time, you have to call this function number. So in this situation, what you can do, take this variable as a global variable. So my time. So then in that function, you have to call this, guys. So what is the function we written there? Start time, right? For this start time function, we have to take this is my time, right? So write the start time function here. Sorry, function start time, right? This is what we can do, guys. Nothing but what happened now, if we can click the button, then only time will run, otherwise time won't run, guys. Now you can check it. Is time is running? No. Let me click the start button. Now you can see. So time is running now. 35, 36. Now I want to stop it like a timer. If you want to go like a timer also, yes, we can go like a timer, guys. So nothing but I want to run the seconds continuously. I want to stop the seconds continuously. Yes, if you want, you can do like this also. Yes, I want to clear. It was stopped. If you can start it again, now again timer will run. The timer will run, guys. This is how the things will work, guys. Right? Start button and stop button also. If you want, you can write a timer also. Nothing but a timer means I want to create a stopwatch. It has to run the seconds continuously. For every thing I want to display only seconds or only minutes, something like also we can do, guys, right? So we can make start button, we can make stop button, but I want to get only seconds. You know how to get only seconds, right? Here, so to get the only seconds, I written get two local time string, but to get only seconds, we have a method called get what is the thing, get seconds, right? We have a method called get seconds. Yes, guys, if you want to get only seconds, we have a method called get seconds. If you can write only seconds, then what is going to happen here? I will get only seconds, right? 1 minute. Let me keep this in comment here. Let me go for only seconds here, and d dot get seconds. We have a method called get seconds. SECONDS. Sorry, get seconds is a method. Get SECONDS. Now you will get only seconds on the screen, guys. Can you see? And there is stop button and start button, guys. Check it carefully. We are second, and no, you want to, I call the function actually here. If you can comment this function, nothing is there on the screen. Time is also not running on the screen, guys. Check it carefully. Nothing is running. Start button. Time is running. Time has to run the current seconds. Current seconds. If you want to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, that's we have to write some other logic. But I want to display only seconds. Now, if you can clear, it will stop the seconds, guys. Right. So this is how. But okay, don't bother about the seconds and all. So I always try to display the current time. How can you display the current time? on the screen, this is nothing but toLocale time string. If you want to get date also, toLocale date string is the method, right? So these are the methods we seen in the date object, right? So now you can start it. No, I don't want any start button and stop buttons, and remove these functions, guys. That's enough, guys. We don't bother about these functions. Just call the functions without having any start and stop buttons, right? Then if you want to do, what you can do, simply, all right, let me write the same in a separate file without any function action, guys. I don't want anything here. Just I want to write a plain file here. So remove this function and remove this function. We can remove the buttons as well, right? Simply this is var. That's it. Var function, var variable display time. Function display time will be called here, and clear timeout is also not required here for me. And you can remove these buttons as well, guys. So I don't want to make any action. Now with the free, this file will work, guys. Now you can check it carefully. So time will run automatically. We don't bother about the click button, start button and stop button and all. Simply time will run. If you want to display a time like this in your file or in your application, and we can use the simple logic, guys. This is JavaScript timing function, right? What is this set interval? Nothing but, so what set interval is doing, guys, as for definition, set interval function will call an event, will call a function for every 1 second. What is this doing? Set interval is calling this function for every 1 second. For every 1 second, what is doing, what it is this method is doing, this method is getting the current time. For every 1 second, it is getting the current time. It is appending to the particular element called time, guys. This is how the set interval method will work, guys. Now we have another thing called clear interval. What is this clear interval method will do? Clear interval will clears the time. Time is running currently, whatever the time is running. So by using set interval, if you can use set interval method, it will always return a reference. That reference we have to pass to clear interval. What is the clear interval do? It will stop the interval, guys. So whatever the interval is running, so that interval is going to be stopped by the clear interval. Now the same we can see, we have another methods, guys, here, set timeout and clear timeout. What is this set timeout? What is this set clear timeout, guys? Nothing but simply saying that set timeout. Generally we can see some flash sales, right? So for example, I want to buy a new mobile. Any new mobile is releasing, they will make one sale, and moreover in their website they will display one button, and the button is going to be enabled at particular time only, not every time. That button by default it will be in disable mode. After particular time is completed, that button will be enabled, right? So how they will enable set timeout? What is the meaning of set timeout? After particular time is completed, I want to execute some action after completing the time. But what is set interval here? Set interval call a function for every particular time. So what set timeout will do here, remember carefully, set timeout function will call a function after particular time is completed. After this time, after 12 a.m., I want to enable this button. So within this duration, I don't want to enable anything. If it is 12 a.m., I just want to enable this, guys. How can we do this? Nothing but by using set timeout method. Let me create a new file with one small button. I want to enable this button after particular time is completed, right? How can we enable this particular time is completed, guys, right? So let us create a new file. So bomb7.html, right? Write one button here. So I want to write one button. By default, the button should be in disable mode, right? So let us make a button. So how the button is going to be in disable mode? Let us have a button here. Button button, button. So have a button id equal to purchase now, purchase. Purchase now is a button. Sorry. So you can button my btn, whatever the button it may be, but the title is going to be purchase now, purchase. Purchase now is a button. Run the file. So you can see a button called purchase now. If you want, you can design this also, right? So let me go for the button design, hash my button with some design, guys. Here, background color, hash. By default, the color should be in disable. Let me make the color as some what we can call a disabled color. What is the disabled color? Let me go the button color as EF. Some color is there. Let me have some padding here. Padding 10 pixels. and 20 pixels, something padding I given, and you can check the button and it is designed something like this, and border none. By default there is no border for this is what the thing is. Check it carefully. And moreover, this button should be disabled, so you can write one property disabled disabled equal to disabled. Na? We can write a property, right? Disabled equal to disabled. Then what is going to happen? The button was in disable mode, right? Even you can remove this style also. Even if you can remove this, button was in disable mode, right? You can't do any action with this button, right? Button was in disable mode. Okay, so you can write it, no problem. And button is in disable mode. After particular time you have to enable the button, and you have to add some other class, guys. How can we the button should be enable button, right? So how can we enable this after particular time? So now what we need to do, right? For this is the button actually. Now the button is disabled, right? So it doesn't have anything. So after particular time completed, you have to enable the button, right? What I need to do here, we have a method called setTimeout is a method. setTimeout is a method. setTimeout, call a function after time, the interval. Tell me the time interval. I am writing this as a 10,000 milliseconds. Means that how many seconds, guys? So 1000 milliseconds means, right, 1 second, right? All right, 1 second. So 10,000 means 10 seconds, right? After 10 seconds you have to enable the button, right? So now you can write this and set and clear timeout. You can take this into a variable, so my time or anything, you can take any variable here, no problem. This is a variable. So you have to call one function, right? What is the function? I am calling this function, right? So enable button, enable sales. This is the button. This is the function, guys. What this enable sales function need to do, it has to enable the function after 10 seconds completed. Initially it has to disable, guys, right? Now I have to create a function enable sales. In this sales button, what I need to do, I have to get the button id document dot var btn equal to document dot get element by id. So element by id, remember guys here carefully, this enable sales function will be called when it will be called after 10 seconds. This button will be called. Right now once the page is executed, the function enable sales won't call, guys, when page is running. Once page should be loaded, after loading the page, it will take 10 seconds to call this function, guys. This is nothing but set timeout. After completing the particular time interval, it will call a function that is called set timeout. Now id, what is the id of the button? My button. So my btn, this is my btn, right? Tell me, guys, how can I remove the attribute disabled by using JavaScript to the button, right? So btn dot, we have a method called remove attribute is a method. Na attribute, remove attribute is a method. To this method, what is the attribute you have to remove? You have to remove disabled property. So what is going to happen? After 10 seconds, the remove attribute method will remove the disabled property of the btn dot style. I want to use some color. Na btn dot style dot property. What is a property? property, property, css property. Tell me the css property. Background color. So I want to write some background color to this, guys. Tell me the background color. Shall I give something called green color or whatever it may be, guys? Now you can see what is going to happen. This function will call after 10 seconds once the page is loaded. So only one time, this will call only one time. This won't call like a set interval. What set interval is doing? Set interval is calling a function for every 1 second, but this will call only one time. When after 10 seconds completed, one time it will call, it will enable the button, it will stop the things, guys. And one more thing, if you want to call this enable set timeout also, this set timeout function for every 10 seconds, something like, you have to write set interval again. There is no way, right? But the thing is here, remember carefully, set timeout method will calls this function enable sales only one time. It will call the function only one time. So when only one time, when after 10 seconds completed, it will call the function, guys. Now you can check it carefully. Wait for 10 seconds. I refreshed the page. Wait for 10 seconds. Let me check. Is there an error in the console? There is no error. Right. Wait for 10 seconds, guys. I loaded the page. After 10 seconds completed, button should be enabled. Yes, button is enabled now. Can you see what is happening there? After particular time is completed, it is enabling the button. The same, the flash sales, how they are going to enable the buttons, guys, after particular time by using the same logic, guys. They will write such a kind of logics, and they will call the function for every 1 second or nothing but after particular time interval. They will set the time, guys. They will calculate the time, 24 hours. They will calculate. After 24 hours completed, they will enable the button. So that is nothing but the 24 hours calculation should be in number of milliseconds. They will pass the milliseconds. Of these milliseconds completed, automatically button will be enabled. So in the meanwhile, it is running, right? If you want to clear the timeout in the middle of 10 seconds, within 10 seconds you want to clear the timeout, yes, we can clear the timeout also, no problem. By using clearTimeout method, we can just clear out it, guys, right? So if you want to write one more function, if you in setInterval function, clear, something like CLE, yeah, clear, simple function I'm writing, clear. You have to call, right? Then you have to write the method called clear timeout is the method. In this timeout method, we have to pass this parameter. My time parameter is there. Na? This my time parameter you have to pass here, clear timeout. So in the middle, you are not waiting for 10 seconds. After 5 seconds, you want to clear the timeout, then it will be clear, guys, right? So it has to call the function, right? Then what you will do, write one button here. This is all not required. On click equal to clear clear. So this is nothing but clear in the middle. So then what is going to happen, guys? Now you can refresh the page. So I'm clicking the clear button. I clicked the clear button. The time interval was clear. You can wait for 10 seconds. The button won't enable, guys. Why? Because right button is enabled. What is the problem? Is it not cleared? Enable cells. This is we are calling my time. So on click clear button, it has to clear the time interval, right? Clear timeout. There is a global variable. Done. So let me check it once again, whether it is calling or not. Let me refresh the page. Okay, let me click the clear button. Okay, I click the clear button. We have to, oh, it is enabling, guys. Still button is enabling after 10 seconds completed. Let me check it, clear timeout. Clear timeout JavaScript. See an example here. Okay, the same we are passing here, guys. We have myWhere and we have the same, right? Here is also doing the same. Let me check it. An example. It is opening. I think so. After 3 seconds, you will get alert, Amma. Okay, you are getting alert. Okay, fine. Let me click on it. Now I'm stopping it. Stop the alert. It has to stop the alert, right? So maybe what is the problem? Okay, we have something called functions here. Alert is not coming, guys. I stopped the alert. So, but after 3 seconds, we have to get the alert. But I clicked the stop alert. So alert is not coming. So in the same manner, we did, right? So why this is not calling? Enable sales we are calling. The same we are also doing here, right? This is a global variable, my time. Just I'm passing my time to, is there any spell mistake in clear timeout? Let me check it. Clear timeout is the function. Is there, if any spell mistakes also, it won't work, guys, here. Clear timeout. That's okay. No doubt, no problem in this. I think so. This is also should be inside a function, I think so. Then only it will work. So it is not inside a function, it's directly there. I think it's like a global variable, it's not a function, local variable, right? Maybe the reason I'm thinking. So 1 minute, let me go to my function and let me run the file. This is my thing. It's not working, check it. So even if I click clear button, I think so function is calling, but I don't know whether I'm going to this function or not. Let me write alert. Hi, I just want to confirm whether this is calling or not. Button is enabled still, and click the clear button. You are getting, oh, this is not calling. What happened? So why this is not calling? On click button, open button, close. We have clear. Oh, alert is not calling, guys. Why this is not calling? 1 minute. Is there anything wrong in the button declaration? 1 minute. Let us check it.